The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today, giving you an LC Wi-Fi battle. This is actually against my buddy SeaSlug. I met him a long time ago on Showdown, and I saw him on Skype one day, and I'm like, hey, you want to get a battle real quick? We tried you had a disconnection, but we ended up getting an LC match. It worked out perfectly, and it turned out to be an awesome match. So anyway, getting to the team preview, I've got a Sashed Abra, a Specs Chinchou, a Violet Hippopotas, Life Orb Houndour, Flying Gem Arkin, and Life Orb Drillbur. Now looking at my opponent's team, I'm really not seeing too much I'm really familiar with. Like for example, Makuhita, I guess it could be like a mini Hariyama. Bulbasaur, I'm really not sure what they run. And same thing for Oshawott. Railu, I know they like to run Prankster, Copycat, and Roar and stuff, but it doesn't look like this is the team that would use that. And I have seen some more offensive Railus, so I'll just watch out for that. The rest of his team, I'm guessing Meowth is just going to be a mini Persian. And I'm guessing Growlithe is probably going to Flare Blitz as much as possible. Now, not knowing too much about my opponent's team, there is a lot of priority though. So if I keep that in mind and maybe keep Hippopotas intact for a while, I am able to take as much hits as possible. Then I'll be able to revenge, hopefully with some other of my pokes, and yeah, let's see how this battle goes. So I start with my Hippopotas as he brings in his Bulbasaur, and I just wanted to get my sand up, and I'm thinking I'm physically defensive, so this Giga Drain might hurt a good amount. I don't really know what these guys run, so I'm just going to go into my Houndour to counter the Giga Drain, and what do you know, he goes for the Sleep Powder. So my big threat to this Bulbasaur is now asleep, so I'm going to have to find other means of taking this thing out. So I'm going to switch into Arkin, and it turns out that he's going to switch as well, and he brings in Oshawott, and I don't know a lot about Oshawott, but I do know they can carry Aqua Jet like Samurott and NU, so I do go into Chinchou to take the hit, and even though I'm not a Violet, it does a decent amount, and then I see the Life Orb and I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. But I am free to go for the Volt Switch now, and it's Spec, so it's going to do a lot. He doesn't have a ground type, so this will be pretty easy for Chinchou to do a bunch of Volt Switching. So now that he brought in Bulbasaur, I think I can easily outspeed with Abra, go for the Psychic, and easily take it out, especially from that range. Turns out he's freaking Scarfed, goes for the Leaf Storm, and luckily I live on my Sash, but now my Sash is broken, so I'm going to have to go for the Psychic, take out the Bulbasaur, and it brings in Railu, and I'm thinking it probably has some kind of priority. That's the only reason he'd bring it in. So go into Hippopotas to take the hit. What does he do? He goes for Copycat. So that's a pretty cool strategy, because either way that would have outsped me. So now I'm going to go for the Rocks, and turns out he's going to go for the Roar. So that's interesting that he has that Copycat variant even though he doesn't really have hazards. So now I am in with Chinchou though, and turns out he doesn't go for the Copycat here. I don't know why, but I'm able to go for the Volt Switch and do a nice chunk to that Railu. Now, I guess he goes for the Drain Punch, that's what he wanted to do, and it doesn't do too much to my Hippopotas since I am physically defensive. So I'm going to go for the EQ to do as much damage as possible. Turns out, as you see here, he's going to die from the sand, so I guess I brought him down to 1 HP. And he roars me out into my Abra, and now he brings in Meowth, and I'm like, I know these things have the fake out, so I want to keep my Abra alive. I'm going to go into Hippopotas. Turns out he just goes for the U-turn, nice play, but unfortunately gets the crit, so my Hippopotas is pretty much dead, unfortunately. He goes in with Makuhita, and I know these things, at least for Hariyamas, they fake out, try to get the Guts boost, and so actually he's just going to go for the Brick Break. And he gets another crit, not really sure if that mattered. But what I see at the end of this turn is he doesn't have a Flame Orb or Toxic Orb, so maybe he's a Violet as I don't see any extra item. So I'm going to go for the Specs Hydro Pump. Doesn't kill, leaves him with a little bit of HP, but he just goes for the knockoff, so my choice Specs is gone. Really just gives me more versatility now. I can easily go for the Volt Switch and now go right into my Drillbur. So he brings in Oshawott, and I'm like, I'm fine with foddering off my Drillbur, as he has a ton of priority on his team. I'm probably not going to get much use of it. Turns out he just OHKOs me with the Aqua Jet. Didn't know it had that much power, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go in my Chinchou again. This is basically how this battle is going to go. I'm going to have to make Chinchou eat a bunch of Aqua Jets, go for some Volt Switches, and that's just how this battle is going to go. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch now. He brings in Growlithe and takes the hit alright, but it's definitely in a revengeable range. I can easily go for the EQ now and definitely take out that Growlithe. I don't want to waste my Flying Gem just yet. and so he doesn't even have extreme speed, I guess. I don't know what Growlithe run, but yeah, he brings in Oshawott now, and the Aqua Jet is so obvious, but I have to fodder something. Houndour is not going to survive. It's going to just get straight up O-code, and now I have a free switch back into my Chinchou. So I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, and it turns out he goes for the Aqua Jet. Hoping he'd do enough, but he just doesn't, and so he's going to take the Life Orb recoil, and I'm definitely able to kill him from this range, take him out with the Volt Switch, and now I can go out to basically anything I desire. I go into Arkin, and turns out his last poke is Meowth, of course, so he's going to go for the Fake Out. I know this, and the thing is, I'm going to have to fodder off my Chinchou. And this is because I want to make sure Arkin is at enough HP with the Fake Out plus return that it's going to do, that I am in a range where the acrobatics will definitely take him out. So as you can see, he doesn't even do half to me. I'm able to take him out with the acrobatics, and I didn't want to bring in Abra just in the case that Abra was slower, because I am modest. He might be jolly, I really don't know. But yeah, that was a pretty close 2-0 victory, and that was an amazing battle, SeaSlug. Hope to play you again sometime. Check him out, I'll put his link in the description. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.